YouTube, welcome in. Great to have you here. Welcome to part 3 of Grand Theft Auto 5 with the Therapist. I hope that you have enjoyed episodes 1 and 2 so far. Thank you for watching them. Make sure you follow me on the links down in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Like the video. Leave a comment at some point if there's something that happens that you like. Your engagement is amazing. Episode 1 of Grand Theft Auto got like 13,000 views on, 1,300 views on YouTube on the first day. So thanks for all your engagement on that. If we get this channel hitting the algorithm, there's going to be some really cool stuff that happens. So thank you for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. So let's rock. We start with Franklin. And a beautiful LA smoggy, foggy morning. Manatee, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. All right, so Michael's got Michael's got like a little side quest. So let's switch to Michael. Oh, wow. Hold on. Wow, that's weird. There we go. Fixed. Thank you. I turned off. I keep turning off these because I can't afford the DMCA. I just can't. It really sucks because the soundtrack in this game is absolutely incredible, and it kills me that in order to like monetize and make sure that my channel doesn't get shut down, I have to leave the music off. So if you want to play your own music during the times where I'm driving, by all means do so, but I can't get it to lock into doing only one of the radio stations every time. Like, if I could get it to do my self-radio every single time I got in the car, I would, but... Also, I was told in comments on YouTube, apparently I'm one of the few people that's voluntarily drives first person. I find it to be so much more immersive, so that's why I do it. What if you contact Rockstar and ask for permission to use the soundtrack on the stream? It's not Rockstar that sets that permission. It's all of the... They had to do a shitload of licensing to get the music that they got. I'd have to ask every single artist that has music in the game whether I can do it. It's a lot more complicated. Alright, who this?
Make it quick. You're eating into my cardio. Message from me, get off your fat ass.
I see this exercise stuff's about as relaxing for you as it is for my wife.
No, I don't want to sleep with you, and no, I don't care that I'm 39 and single. It doesn't worry me a bit.
Easy.
I'm not stressed out at all. Now go.
Okay. Why would you pause it here, Dr. Mick? Oh. Okay. So when we engage in social situations, whether it's with people we know or people we don't know, oftentimes without realizing it, we bring into these engagements, because there's so much uncertainty, what's called projection. Projection is essentially where you take what is most salient to you, what your current perception is about yourself, and you assume that that's what other people see. And all of us do this because we don't know what's about to happen, and we do this as a way to try to anticipate it. So we just learned so much about this woman's insecurities or things that are on her mind that she thinks strangers see when they walk up to her by how she just engaged with Michael. Now, most of us don't do what she did where we say it out loud. Most of us do this in our head. But what happens is, and why this is important to understand, is that we then interact with people based on those projections rather than what they are actually bringing to us. So she has already started this interaction off as if Michael is seeing a single 39-year-old woman that he's about to hit on. Now, I do have to say that for a woman, that's probably a safe assumption to make because it could be any man that engages in sexual harassment, so he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt from her. So I do acknowledge that some of this is a safety thing. At the same time, the point still stands that her interaction with Michael is based off of her projection rather than based off of the reality. But I do think it's important for Michael to understand in this circumstance that because he is approaching a woman who is by herself, he should be marked as dangerous because that is generally not going to be a safe interaction. He should not get the benefit of the doubt here. And the problem is a lot of men think they should. No, you shouldn't. It could be any man that hurts her. It could be any person that hurts her. But she gets to be guarded, so Michael would need to understand that. But again, I use this as an illustration of the way that our projections bias our interactions from the outset. Sometimes it is helpful and healthy. Sometimes it is super detrimental to a social situation.
Fuck yourself.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. Just fuck you. All of you. I'm on a run.
Yeah, well, you seem a little upset.
I could still run you into the fucking ground.
Okay. Hey, I played high school football, all right, sweetheart? All state, QB.
Whatever. Just don't have a coronary. Let's go!
Oh, I guess we're running with her in jeans. Okay.
Okay, man boobs, race you to the beach! I don't know who I'm more embarrassed for. You're not exactly dressed for cardio.
It's running. How much gear do you need?
I feel like I'm being chased by my creepy uncle.
Yeah, if your uncle was the same age as you mean? Although that would explain a lot.
Fuck you!
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry! I'm exercising! Just give up! You're overcompensating! Run on the road! Take that traffic head on!
Yeah, I could have guessed you were one of those.
That space is yours! Own it! The road is for runners!
You have such a joy for life.
Uh-oh, now I'm running out of health.
The failed shock! This is so tragic!
Oh, you about to get dealt with
You
right now.
make me feel well adjusted.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Oh, come on, Michael. Get down those stairs, buddy.
Okay, here we go! Last push! Come on! Flick the
Come on.
switch, Marianne! Let's go lactic!
I thought I had issues, but you give me hope.
I own you!
Oh,
My
come
shrink's
on.
office is right near here if you
Don't
wanna
run out of
walk
health.
through some of that
Don't
shit.
run out of health.
Because you're a walking advertisement for therapy!
Oh, don't run out of health. I'm going to run out of health. Oh. Damn.
This is pathetic! Are we running or walking here?
I don't think I can beat her. Are you kidding me?
Fall. Okay, man boobs, race you to the beach!
My lard ass isn't going to
Who I'm
make
more
it.
embarrassed for. You're not exactly dressed for cardio.
It's running. How much gear do you need?
I feel like I'm being chased by my creepy uncle.
Yeah, if your uncle was the same age as you mean?
We're going to have to save it for the we're going to have to save it for the home stretch.
I'm not angry. I'm exercising. This must be so emasculating for you. Run on the road. Take that traffic head on.
Yeah, I could have guessed you were one of those.
That space is yours. Own it. Screw you. I'm running here. Yeah. Red light burger shop's about to close.
You and my wife should hang out.
Whoa.
You idiot.
All right, I didn't run out this time.
I can hear you wheezing.
Oh boy.
What's
So,
really going?
excuse me, sir.
Wait, stop. The universe demands us to change.
You make me feel well adjusted.
Daydream, firing on all cylinders.
Oh, okay. Down the stairs again, and then we're gonna sprint it out.
How's that prostate holding up? Okay, here we go. Last push. Come on, flick the switch, Marianne. Let's go lactic.
I thought I had issues, but you give me hope.
Come on, Michael.
On you.
Come on,
My
Michael.
shrink's office is right near here if you want to work through some of that shit.
Yeah,
Come on, Michael.
fucking advertisement for therapy.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes.
Not too shabby, huh?
You can have that one on me. I never got out of second gear. I already did a 10K today.
Yeah, whatever gets you through it. Oh, my chest. Fuck me.
Screw you! You're lucky I'm tapering for a try.
All right.
I went to the dentist. I just can't believe you guys are gonna start having an open marriage.
My therapist's office is around here.
Can you and Mom go shopping for me?
Excellent choice of athletic wear, right? Don't you guys all run in jeans and a polo shirt? Like good old Michael here? Yeah, my therapy office is right around here. But I don't know if I can get a session in right now. Dr. Friedlander. I don't think I can. I don't think it's available. Alright. Well, so this is fun because I ran away from my car, and this isn't Cyberpunk, so I can't just call my car to me. Franklin. What do we got, buddy? It shows like as if there's two things, but I think there's only one, so we're gonna go... We'll take Franklin up to Michael's place. Actually, nope. I want to ride the bike. Riding the bike is very enjoyable. Plus, at least I do the bike in third person. There we go. Yeah, you like that? The new Beware of Dog sign? It's because we got Chop, baby. You do a wheelie? I don't think so. If I can, I don't know how. I don't think Franklin's that adept on a motorcycle yet. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Man, that's dumb luck right there.
All right. Ah, gorgeous Los Santos. Feel the cool evening air blowing across your face as you drive the motorcycle. Oh boy. This car there. And here we are. Ooh, his gate opens for me now. What's this? What's going on?
Fuck! This has got to stop happening to me.
$150 an hour to fuck my wife in my own bed?
Hey, you! Stop it!
What's up, man?
Get out of my way.
Michael, calm down.
What the fuck is going on?
Nothing happened. It was a
She
misunderstanding.
fucked a brick in my bed.
You bullshitting me.
It wasn't like that.
You in?
Fuck it, I'm in. Let's roll. Let's get this motherfucker.
Just don't kill him!
Tennis coach. Oh. Not surprised at all.
You okay, homie? What happened?
Why am I in the truck?
My wife is what happened.
Which guy?
The guy I'm paying to teach her tennis.
Tennis coach? Oh, that's fucked up, man. You risk.
Okay. First of all, Garbaggio Plays, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate that. So, this is so not this, let's go kill him, but this situation, Michael's response to this is a response that happens to affairs, particularly like cheating when it involves sex. That is totally misplaced. Michael is diverting the real work, which would be between him and his wife, by chasing the tennis coach. Which is essentially an act of self-preservation. And when I say that, I mean this because when people have affairs, there is a reason for that. Now, I am not victim blaming people who have had somebody cheat on them, but when you talk to people who have affairs, there are always reasons why they have them. And those reasons are oftentimes things that are going on in this case, monogamous relationship. By Michael chasing after the tennis coach, he is diverting accountability for the fact that the affair happened, as it relates to him, to the wrong person. It's an avoidance of the real work that he has to do with Amanda. He thinks the tennis coach is at fault here. Is it cool that the tennis coach had sex with his wife? No. But the tennis coach is the one with the least stake in this entire triangle. Michael and Amanda are the ones that are married. And so if Amanda's engaging in an extradiatic relationship with the tennis coach and Michael is pissed about it, it means that Michael still is in some ways engaged with his wife and cares about his wife enough that he should go talk to his wife, not the tennis coach. Let the tennis coach go. Say, Franklin, now's not a good time. I got to talk to Amanda because I just walked in on her having an affair and we got some shit to work out. But it's self-preservation. The reason I say that is because it also prevents Amanda from saying to Michael what the reasons are why she had an affair. And I don't know that Michael's prepared to hear that perhaps he's contributing to the fact that she felt compelled to have an affair. Perhaps his aloofness as a husband is part of that. It's complicated, but this happens all the time. Your beef is with the person that you've committed to being in a relationship with, not the extradiatic person. We are chasing the wrong guy right now.
Dudes, homie. You know, back in the hood, man, we gotta watch out for the mailman, dog.
Yeah, I'm a cuckold, a snob, and a fucking cliche.
He went left up there, dog. We creeping on this asshole.
The fuck is he doing? That fucking stoner prick! RV asshole!
All right,
Fuck,
Michael.
man, I think we lost his ass.
He lives somewhere up in the canyon. We'll find him. Where'd that slimy little white fucker go? It's this track here.
Hey, he in one of these fucking houses.
Yeah, keep your eye out. He left his car. Check it out. Little prick's up there. Look.
Oh, shit. Coach doing all right for himself.
How the hell did he get up there?
Asshole! You ran off before we could settle our debts!
Michael, bud! You got the wrong idea, man!
Banging married women's a hobby, not a fucking profession.
Michael.
There's a winch in the back of the truck. Tied a cable to one of those supports up there.
You finna pull his deck down?
Yeah, that prick pulled my marriage down.
No, he didn't.
Don't be this fucking dramatic.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So we're learning about Michael. Okay? Michael, my guess, has so much shame and awareness of the way that he is aloof in his relationships. I think probably because he believes he's a bad person, probably has to protect everybody from himself, all this shit that people get into narratively and project into their families. That rather than say, you know what, I contributed to this. This guy's banging my wife because there's clearly some not so great boundaries in my marriage and we don't communicate well. He's saying, this guy ruined my marriage. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Now, it's probably easier for Michael to be angry at the tennis coach than it is for him to be at himself, because if he acknowledges that he's part of the reason that this is going on, it also means that if he wants to salvage it, he has to do the work. Now, I'm not excusing Amanda's behavior. Amanda violated a rule of the relationship, obviously, because she's having sex outside of it and Michael's not okay with it. However, affairs happen because of the relationship. Are there times where a person cheats because they're selfish? Yes. But if you're in this long term of a committed relationship, Michael does have some accountability for the circumstance that has led to Amanda making that decision. So if she was trying to send a message to Michael, it's the wrong way to do it. Right? But their communication is so awful that they probably have to communicate through overt gestures at this point. Again, I'm making the point here that Michael is misplacing the accountability for the downfall of his marriage and for this event by focusing on the tennis coach, and is about to make probably a really stupid decision because of it and make things worse. You cannot blame another person for your infidelity. You cannot blame the other person for the decision you make to engage in infidelity. However, the way that your relationship is currently constructed is often a contributing factor. And I think it is, if you are ever going to heal from an affair, the person who was the victim of the infidelity has to be able to hear at some point the reasons why the person engaged in the extradiatic relationship. If you're not open to hearing the ways in which you potentially contributed to the environment in which that person engaged in that, then you're not ready to recover from the affair. These things are not linear. I know that's hard to hear because people have been cheated on often get really angry at me when I say things like this. But when people, like for example, if there is no sex in a relationship and nobody's communicating about it and a person really wants to have sex and the other person is unavailable to them, seems to go out of their way to be unavailable to them, and that person gets something from the outside person that they aren't getting from their relationship, and then they find it to be more alluring to be with that outside relationship because of what they're not getting from that relationship, there is some level of accountability for what they're not getting out of that relationship from that person who is avoiding the conversation of having sex and the low amount of sex that's happening in the relationship. It does not excuse the affair. The person is still accountable for that decision because it is their decision. But to ignore that the other person is in some way a contributing factor to the circumstances that led to it is unfair to everybody involved. Cheating, by the way, is not about sex. It's about a rule violation in a relationship. It's not always sex. And not all rules are explicitly stated. Some of them are implicit. It's why I generally recommend that you be very clear about rules and expectations in a relationship. Michael's well within his right to just say to Amanda, I'm done. I'm going to divorce you. I'm not okay with the fact that you did that. He could do that. Amanda also could have said to Michael, I'm done. I'm not getting what I need out of this marriage. Like, there are way healthier ways that they could have navigated this. But infidelity is a way more complex issue than what is generally talked about and represented. And it's important to have these conversations and include the complexity of it, because otherwise we perpetuate a lot of bad stuff. The best way to avoid an affair, by the way, is to say that you want to have an affair. If you have a relationship that you believe is strong enough to sustain that conversation, then you are not likely to engage in that affair. People go, what? If a person that you're in a relationship with says, hey, I've actually been thinking about having an affair, if they say that to you and you flip out on them as if they did have the affair, you aren't doing it right. That person is presenting an opportunity for problem solving in your relationship. Suggesting that a person wants to have an affair is different than a person having an affair. Anyway, that was a very long diatribe, but this is, we're probably going to end up having a lot of conversations about infidelity in this game. And infidelity is something that I've worked with extensively in my career as a therapist. So there's a very specific way of working through infidelity.
Yeah, whatever.
I told you I comped the session, bud.
Well, there were a lot of freaking sessions, bud. I'm thinking you were working on more than just her backhand.
Mandy's backhand has come a long way, bro. But sometimes it's gotta get worse to get better.
Yeah, well, maybe I should come up there and practice my backhand. On your face!
Oh, bud, your negative energy is seriously bringing me down.
Oh, I hope it is, bud.
Frankly.
We hooked up, man. You come into my house, take my money, and nail my wife? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm gonna stick up my hand and say that was uncool, bud. My bad. Seriously.
How fucking magnanimous! May I please offer you my applause? You fucking motherfucker!
Dude!
And we'll see how you like it when someone fucks with your shit!
Well, hey, wait! You got the wrong idea, pal! Whoa! Fuck!
No way. Oh my god. I can't believe we're about to do this. Oh my god. Michael.
Here we go! Ha ha! Let's see what happens!
Dude, you are properly crazy. Come on, man, do it to him. Oh, shit! You see this shit, dog? Yeah, he gonna feel this one, dog. Man, I think that shit's coming down, man. Man, get some force on that motherfucker. Are you fucking serious, nigga?
Yeah! Fuck, come on!
Fuck, man, fuck.
Oh, we did it! Fuck his ass!
Yeah, fuck him. Was we really trying to pull that dude out of the fucking hill?
Hey, we were trying to teach him a fucking lesson.
Now that's an expensive bitch-ass lesson, man.
Maybe he'll keep it on the court and out of my wife.
Yeah, he not taking no housewives back to that motherfucker.
Hey, it's a service to the fucking community.
Oh my god.
Mr. DeSanta, what the hell? That's not my house!
Bullshit.
Oh, bro, I couldn't afford a place like that. I'm a tennis coach. I hit balls for a living. I was just hiding there.
Give me a phone! You! You're a dead one! Green light! Green light! Martin Madrazo, give you green light!
Oh, I'm scared, lady. Just fucking terrified. Green light! Green light! Martin Madrazo! Fuck you!
Whoa. Oh. Martin? Martin Madrazo?
That's what she said.
Damn, dude's a kingpin, homie. And you better hope.
I ain't hoping anything. Chick was hysterical. Chill out. That coach should be doing the Russian broad. Chick needs to chill the fuck out.
All right, Michael.
Dead men. Dead men.
Dead man!
But you did just pull her life apart, homie.
Yeah, I guess I did. All the more reason for Coach to show her a good time.
Man, your ass is crazy. You like a sailor on shore leave making up for lost time. Shit, we got some heavies on us, homie.
Whoa, that was quick. All right, help me deal with this.
I'll give it a go, man. Keep driving.
Ice that motherfucker.
Oh shit.
Hey, let's go. Let's leave them behind.
All right, we managed to lose him. You gotta use that gun?
We got a book, man. Go.
How much distance we got between us? Shoot that gun, kid! That's what it's for!
I got one. Hey, the essays is booked.
All right, let's go back home. Wow, shit, you did good. I mean, your aim's all over the place, but you were a help.
Thanks. I guess.
Hey, don't get defensive. Go to a shooting range, work on your aim. You'll do fine.
Oh, fuck, man. Shit, you good?
Fine as wine. Got a few knocks. You okay? I mean, you did good, kid.
Man, I'm cool, man. I mean, you. Mentally.
Mentally? Oh, man, I'm fucking excellent. My heart ain't pumped like that in years. Oh, yes! Fucking A, Bubba!
Man, you sound kind of manic. You just been greenlit by the Mexican underworld ambassador to Los Santos.
Trust me, we handled it. Whoever the fuck Martin Madrazo is, I've known worse.
We just handled a few low-ranking crimes.
We sit on it, we see what happens. Kid, there's no use second guessing. Felt good, man. Woo! Yeah, doing something for a change. Ha!
Man, you know what? You are wasted sitting by that fucking pool, man.
You're right. I need to do something. Scotch and sunshine and sitting on my ass? Fuck that, I'm better than that.
Damn Skippy, homie. All that knowledge up there is withering and dying, dawg. You don't pass that shit on, it's gone, homie. I bet you know some shit.
Now, there's a lot more going on here than it might seem, as tends to be the case. You gotta think about... Okay. Michael... I know Michael right now is coming off as massively abrasive, super angry, super aggressive, right? Like, what we just did was wild. It is also a moment of vulnerability. My sense is that Michael overcompensates for a sense of vulnerability with aggression. It's a really good way to keep people at a distance. His wife just cheated on him and he's mad about it. That's a vulnerable moment. He doesn't get mad about it if he doesn't care. Okay? It doesn't excuse his behavior, but his anger comes from a space of caring very much about the fact that his wife just had an affair. So he's in a vulnerable space right now. And in that vulnerable space, he's connecting to this idea that he's lost himself. He's lost who he once was. Okay, so now keep that in mind. Okay, so Michael is vulnerable sitting in this driver's seat. Franklin has an agenda. Franklin wants to use Michael to ride on his back to get out of his current situation. So Michael's vulnerability has presented an opportunity to Franklin to leverage that in his favor. So we see Franklin sitting in the passenger seat saying, yeah, man, this shit's gonna get old if you don't re-access it. It's just been sitting by the pool. You should connect to who you once were, because obviously who you once were was able to get a lot of cash and was well connected. And because I'm here with you and you can associate me as being loyal to you, maybe you will break down some of those boundaries and get back in the game and I can follow you in. Franklin may not even realize he's doing this, but he might. So it's really important to recognize when you are in a space of vulnerability, if you're Michael, because people are able to be influenced more heavily when they are vulnerable. That's why it's also important to understand the ways in which people orient themselves to vulnerability. In this case, Michael with anger. Because Michael might be more willing to listen to Franklin right now than he otherwise would be because of what just happened. And it all stems from whatever kind of insecurity and access to self-worth he had in watching his wife have an affair with a tennis coach who may embody some of the traits he used to have. That's a whole other conversation. All right, but there's a ton happening in this conversation right now, which is why I pulled the car over. It's really deep, incredible stuff. There are two people with two very different agendas here, and Franklin has the high ground because Michael's vulnerable.
You wouldn't believe the shit I know.
Yeah? You taking some scores?
There was a time, that was all I did.
Shit, well, you know, I could tell you some shit too.
Yeah, like what?
About this city I was born and raised in.
Now think about it.
Yeah, do that, man. This could be cool.
I mean, if you're Franklin, it's pretty slick. It's pretty slick. He shot a shot. I mean, he seized the moment. You know, whether it's for better or for worse, you decide, but I can admire his ability to recognize that moment as a time where he could influence Michael in a way that was going to help him. And Michael's guard appears to be up right now, but it is way down. Okay, I think I made that point in what I just said, but his guard's way down. When Michael's angry, we now know that his anger is likely a reflection of vulnerability. It's not because of confidence. A lot of times people equate anger and displays of anger as having to do with some form of like confidence and, you know, directness and seizing stuff. And in Michael's case, no, it's not. It's a overcompensation for a lost sense of control and a lot of insecurity. And another thing, there's so much. This is one mission, and think of how much stuff we've already been able to talk about. So another thing, when Michael said that his heart hasn't pumped like that in a long time, I want to bring us back to a conversation we've had in other playthroughs about what can happen when a person lives a life that is really high adrenaline, really just super intense. We see this often with people who go into the military or in combat zones, but it can happen in other ways too. And I would say that Michael's life of like crime and all the stuff he got involved with, like Uncut Gems type stuff, is another example of this. That is remarkably stimulating for the human brain. Even if it's intense, even if it's stressful, the stimulation of it, the novelty of it is incredible. The problem is, when the brain starts to get used to that, it starts to habituate to that, and it almost becomes like a fix that you would seek with drugs, where you need more of it to get stimulated. It's kind of amazing how adaptable our brain is to what we put it through. So Michael getting out of the game and trying to retire and get into a space of rest and relaxation, like with so many people, like combat veterans when they come home, it is a bottom out of stimulation. Like the amount of stimulation relative to what he used to do is so low. And that is often going to lead to people feeling depressed. It's going to lead to a lot of apathy. You just can't bring yourself to care about anything or to be as excitable as you once were when you were in the combat zone. So it wouldn't surprise me if Michael's running on a baseline depression, and is also why he's just completely disengaged from his family, because, you know, his son getting bad grades doesn't really have much on selling drugs and running blood money and whatever the hell else he did. So it would make sense why Michael's aloof. So then when his wife has an affair and shit blows up, he goes to the extreme and he gets his heart pumping because now he's stimulated again, which is something that he's been chasing for a long time. It's really hard to get back down to where everyday life becomes stimulating when you have seen the real edge of what the human brain is capable of handling. It does, and again, this doesn't excuse Michael's behavior, but it does explain some of it. And it does explain why he's maybe as distant as he is when he's at home, because none of it is as exciting and stimulating as what his older life was. And he's probably running on constant comparison.
Hey, thanks for the help out there today, kid. I had no idea it was gonna get that hot.
Shit, pulling houses off the hillside sure has a weird way of fucking with people.
Yeah, well, I thought I was through with all that shit. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh shit, I think we're about to find out.
Oh boy.
You know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you?
No.
Oh, you? You?
I think so.
Good. I know who you are. I know where you live. Who are you?
I'm Franklin.
License. Now, Franklin, maybe help Mr. DeSanta here. Who am I?
I think Martin Madrazo.
Good boy. Now maybe give him a little of a background.
Man, Mr. Madrazo... Mr. Madrazo is a legitimate businessman who was wrongfully accused of running a Mexican-American gang and a narcotic ring, but the charges were dropped because of the witnesses came up missing.
Smart kid. Now, Michael, got a question for you. Did you pull an architectural, significant, modernist wonder home down the hillside in Vinewood Hills?
I thought the owner was banging my wife.
Well, that was a strange house for a tennis coach.
I wasn't thinking straight.
Clearly. Well, Natalia will need a hotel while you finance the rebuild, won't she?
Sure.
Oh boy.
Good. And I'm guessing here that the rebuild will be somewhere in the 2.5 million range.
Of course.
Great.
Oof.
That's nice. Come on, man. Damn, you all right?
Never better.
So what now?
Looks like I'm gonna have to postpone my retirement. Fuck. Oh man, I'm mortgaged up to my eyeballs. Look, I only know one way to make money. I'm gonna have to give an old friend a call. Lester. I think he's in town somewhere. I'm gonna have to track him down. Just give me a little alone time, alright?
All right, dawg.
Hello. Is this still the number for Lester Crest?
Who's asking?
Who's asking? Who's asking?
You're awful cagey. Even for a dead man, Michael.
Ooh, you don't sound good, buddy.
Tactful and charming even in death. Come see me, old friend. I'm living in Los Santos, just like you. Murrieta Heights.
Whoa, wait. Hey, how do you... Hello? You fucker.
All right. Let's see. Lush future. I would recommend speaking to a therapist and potentially speaking to a lawyer. That hypothetical is so specific that I'm not going to comment on it or ask any assessment questions.
Doc, hey.
Michael, I'm looking through my appointment book and I don't see your name.
Yeah, well, I'm more of a walk-in guy, Doc. You know that.
Walk-ins are more expensive, but I'm always happy to accommodate.
Sure, you'll accommodate me as long as I got money in my pocket, right? Hey, I'm in a bad way, Doc. I might come by soon.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't we go see a therapist? Huh? Let's go see what old Mike's got to say. And while we drive over to the therapist, I would just like to say how much I appreciate all of you being here tonight. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me, whether you're here on Twitch live. Too soon to bring up tennis? Assume I'm not going to another coach anytime soon, so need someone to play with. Worried my grip is getting loose. My wife just sent me that text. Michael, you bought that court but never use it. My grip and ball control has definitely improved. Coach V is hard on me. So I'm not getting another code. Interesting. So she's making an effort. She made an effort to engage before she cheated on me. Alright, we'll deal with that later. Let's talk to our therapist. Alright, anyway, thank you for being here, friends. Whether you're watching the VODs on YouTube or whether you are here live on Twitch, I really, really, really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. Those of you that provide any kind of financial support for the streams, whether it's by subscriptions, memberships on YouTube, tipping, buying merch, subs, anything like that, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for supporting the stream in that way. I am honored that you would spend any of your hard-earned money here, but more than anything, it's just important to me that all of you are here. So thank you so much for that. That's really cool, DL. Thanks for sharing my stuff. Like coming out as polyamorous. Well, I think if you're gonna try to... Okay, so if you're gonna try to convert your relationship from monogamous to polyamorous, Nix, that's a joint decision. I do think if it's something that a person's thinking about, it's worth putting on the table. Like, literally... Your relationship, a healthy relationship is one where you should be able to put just about anything on the table and talk about it and problem solve it. So, relationships break down when people don't communicate. As hard as it might be sometimes to communicate certain things. So yeah, put it on the table. It's generally going to be my recommendation for anything when a person says, I've been thinking about doing X or wanting to do Y in my relationship. I have, Lush. There are plenty of healthy, long-term, thriving poly relationships. And I know that because I work with them as a therapist. Munchie, thank you very much for the 8-month sub. Ballistics, thank you for the Prime sub. Good to see you, friend. Appreciate it. Alright, let's talk to our therapist. Alright, therapy time. This ought to be good.
Come in, Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
How have you been?
Oh, good. Things been good. No, actually, things ain't been good. Things been a far fucking way from good. I've been acting out. That's what you would call it, I think, right? Acting out.
So what exactly has been the problem?
I'm not good, Doc. Not good at all.
I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me.
I don't know. I guess we've been having these conversations long enough that I can recognize a trigger when I see one. You know? Shit that's gonna put me right over the fucking edge. Like my family. My son. My daughter. My wife, especially my wife. I mean, they just set me right off, Doc. You know, there's been this episode. You know, actually it was a culmination of a series of episodes. I pulled this Mexican's house right off the fucking hill. I mean, I think I'm back in it, Doc. I'm back into life. I mean, I gotta make some money, and there's only a couple ways I know how to do it.
You feel the need to explain your decisions, Michael. Take responsibility. So, any other violent urges, friend?
Sometimes I'm fine, Doc, and sometimes I'm a fucking maniac. It's like I'm two different people. You know, I don't like either one of them.
I think split personality is the least of your problems. You're deranged.
No. No.
Everyone makes mistakes. I'm not trying to be perfect.
Oh, he was doing okay. Until that. Holy shit. Pointing out that Michael tends to try to explain his decisions. You know, asking questions about what's got him angry. Those are great. That was fine. Nothing wrong there. All of a sudden, just dropping "you're deranged"? Deranged suggests a lack of lucidity. It suggests that Michael doesn't have the capability of understanding what he's doing, yet Michael is sitting on the couch very clearly articulating what he's doing. He knows that something's going on. He's identified that his family is a sensitive topic for him. He's expressed anxiety about the fact that he's back in the game. He's expressed fear that he only knows certain ways to make money, and he's worried about being allured back into doing those things. There is so much cognizance about himself that to call him deranged is awful, because it denies all of that. And it's a huge value judgment. It's a value judgment on him that takes away all of that context. So Dr. Friedlander saying that is terrible. Now, I'm going to give you all a little bit of my read on what Michael just said as a replacement for what stupid Dr. Friedlander just said there about the being deranged, okay? So when Michael says that my family is a trigger for me, is something that gets me hot and gets me starting to do things that I don't fully understand, there's a couple different directions we can go with that. My personal hypothesis on this is that I think it is incredibly difficult for Michael to see himself in a position where he is relied upon. I think there's probably a lot of pressure there. We've seen that when Michael is relied upon to solve problems and provide, he will push far past any boundaries that he's ever had. So when he sees his son messing around playing video games, his daughter having issues, his wife having an affair, these are all people that essentially rely on him for financial support, yes, but also for emotional availability, which is something that I think he is aware enough that he doesn't really provide. So when he sees his family and connects with those needs, he sees something that he is incompetent at or perceives himself as being incompetent at. So his family lights him up because it brings him closer to a sense of incompetence. And Michael very clearly doesn't have a good relationship with incompetence. Michael doesn't see incompetence as something that you can jump over the hurdle incrementally on, that you can slowly work your way to building. He sees problems as hurdles that need to be solved now and hit and attacked at 1,000 miles an hour. And in a family context, he doesn't know how to do that. So his anger is with himself that he isolates out into his family. It's too hard for him to sit with his own demons. He'd rather be reactive to his family. And I do think that he probably has an understanding that some of how his son and his daughter show up, part of that is on them, but also as their parent, his unavailability to them probably contributed to that. And I think it's further perpetuation of this idea that he's not competent in his family context. I think Michael probably spent a lot of time feeling very competent. He was very good at what he did. And so incompetence is intolerable to him. And because it's vulnerable, he gets angry at it. So we're seeing patterns here. That's where I'd have gone. Not to you're deranged.
Okay. And what about your sexual behaviors?
I've been well. I mean, I've had thoughts, but I've been good. Not a single problem.
We all have thoughts, Michael. Not acting on them is real progress.
Agreed.
I just ain't myself right now, Doc. Not since my life went crazy.
You're plainly addicted to chaos.
Well, I'm not sure that's true, Doc. I'm not exactly enjoying myself here. You know, what I'm addicted to is not getting killed. But for some reason, I keep getting my ass into situations where getting killed is a little hard to avoid.
What about the people you kill.
Well, yeah, but that's not for fun.
Are you sure?
What exactly are you asking, Doc?
That's not a terrible question. It's not a terrible question. I know it might seem like it, but it's not. Friedlander's actually doing okay here.
Am I a psychopath who enjoys suffering? Or a sociopath who doesn't give a flying fuck about the rules? Come on, we've already had this conversation, right? I'm neither. I'm just a fat, washed-up jock who can't get his head around the fact that his high school football career didn't play out the way that he planned. The only way I'm content and competent is with a gun in my hand or a price on my head.
You're very defensive, Michael.
That's not defensive at all. That's insightful. Holy shit. He just served it up on a silver platter. Michael listens, man. He's been engaging in therapy. That is amazing that he could articulate that. You don't call him defensive. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. He just did your job for you. Holy shit. Wow. Michael's articulation of that is beautiful. But it goes to show that, like, right, insight doesn't always lead to a change in behavior. Michael understands these things, but he's not really... He's not learning alternatives to finding that worth. So for me, what Dr. Friedlander's job is here is to make the jump from insight to activating alternative behaviors and narratives. Like helping Michael determine healthier ways to get some sense of that worth. He's going to have to work on his narrative for sure, but also he's going to have Michael has literally said to him, I don't know what my alternatives are to what I already know, which quite honestly is something that probably 90% of people say either explicitly or implicitly in therapy. And that's how life works. We don't do what we don't know. We go with what we know. That's just, it's safer, even if it's not safe. From a psychological standpoint, it's safer. So he's essentially saying, like, I need direction. I need help figuring out where to take this energy in a way that's not going to continually put me in these awful positions. And so Dr. Friedlander, the hope would be that he can read that and say, all right, well, then let's start discussing some alternative ways that we can do that, Michael, so that you have other things that you can focus on. You have alternatives. Because right now, if you don't have them, yeah, I'm worried you're going to go on autopilot. We're going to have to intentionally inject some new stuff in here. Outside of Dr. Friedlander's problematic approach, is this what a therapy session would look or sound like? Yeah, it's pretty close.
Do you consider yourself a failure?
I pay you to listen to my problems. I'm rich. I'm miserable. I mean, half the time my kids can't stand me. The other half, my wife is cheating on me. I kill people without remorse, Doc. Hell, I'm pretty average for this town, really. Hey, wait a minute. That's the shot. I think I'm having a breakthrough here, Doc. I know that I'm just terrified that I'm
sure
gonna...
you are, but that's really all we have time for.
No.
See you next time.
No.
Okay.
Time boundaries are really important. Okay? They are. And it is important to respect your therapist's time boundaries. I'm going to put that out there. At the same time, a good therapist is going to build in just a hair of buffer time between sessions where if there is something that is this important that happens right at the end, you at the very least can let him get the thought out, acknowledge it, right? There is no reason to cut Michael off mid-sentence there and send him out of the office. None. And what that shows is what... Okay, so... All right, so that aside, I'm going to go a little bit meta here. While I appreciate that Rockstar beautifully spoofs real life and satirizes real life, this is the type of representation of therapy that scares the shit out of people. Because if you don't have good representation of therapy, which as we talked about before this stream started, or before the Grand Theft Auto part started, there's not a lot of good representation of therapy out there. So the representation that you do see is going to have a lot more gravity. This is the exact kind of thing that people are afraid of happening when they talk to a therapist. That a therapist is only interested in the amount of money they can make off of a person and not actually on trying to help them solve their issues, because if you solve their issues, then they don't make money. So I actually, like, there's a tightness in my chest as we watch this, because I know that millions of people have played this game. And this, because therapy's not well represented, there I am sure are people who have watched this and gone, yep, that's exactly why I don't talk to a therapist, because they don't know how to put this in context. So if you are watching this, please know this is not the norm. Now, there are probably folks watching this that may have had a subjective experience that is very similar to this. And if you did, I'm very sorry that that happened to you, and it should not have happened to you. But this is not good, and it's bad from a representation standpoint, because it's enough to get people to second guess whether they should see a therapist, because this is often the fear that people have about it. Like Dr. Friedlander, by acting this way in a public context, and I understand it's a video game, but people, that him acting in a public context insofar as people consume this media, is doing immeasurable harm to other therapists. So, in a way, I am actually disappointed that Rockstar depicted therapy this way, because I actually think that this would have been a golden opportunity to make the therapist the stabilizing force for Michael. If therapy was represented really well in this game, if Dr. Friedlander was on his A game and was legitimately helping Michael sort out his issues, that would be huge from a therapy representation standpoint. And if I'm sitting in the writer's room at Rockstar, if they're consulting with me, I'm telling them that. I'm saying, look, I get that you're trying to take shots at all aspects of the American experience, and I have an immense appreciation for that. I think this as an art form is incredible. Don't do that with a therapist. It's low-hanging fruit, and it's going to scare people off from talking to a therapist, because this is a little bit too accurate to the stigma around therapy as opposed to being satirical. So make the therapist a good guy if you're going to do it. Make the therapist somebody who's legitimately making an effort to understand Michael. If you want to make the therapy dynamic not work, make it because of Michael's reluctance to engage in the process. But don't mess with the therapist here, because it can actually cause harm outside of the game in a way that you might not realize. Yes, like I said, Nix, there are therapists who do this. I don't respect those therapists. They are a sliver of the pie. And that's what I hate, is that I have to constantly say that in these instances. I have to constantly say, when therapy is represented, this is a sliver of the pie. This is not the overwhelming majority of therapists. The overwhelming majority of therapists want to help. They want to listen to you. They build time into the end of their sessions to intercept something like this. Like, there are good therapists out there that are there to help and care and would never cut you off on a sentence like that. They hold a time boundary, yes, but they're not going to do it mid-sentence when you feel like you're having a massive breakthrough that you haven't had. They're not going to do that. And I wish that I could just push that into the brains of the masses. I can only chip away at it by doing playthroughs like this and talking about it when it comes up. So again, I appreciate what Rockstar does with these games. I think it is incredible. This, to me, is a real bummer from a representation standpoint. Yeah, I agree, Moko. I really do. I agree. I feel like having a competent therapist would have been a good way to make the game self-aware. Like, have him be the only GTA character that recognized how bullshit GTA is. Michael, my money, where is it? You do not want me to visit you again. Next time will be so much worse.
I cannot come to the fore right now. Call back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it'll show up there, Sadie. Sad how many people don't realize the power of representation. What negative consequences there can be even in satirization of certain groups of people. Yep. Time to steal the therapist's car. It is a nice car. I like that I have a pop can chilling there. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. Another Michael mission. So let's do it. Oh yeah, we got to go find Lester. So let's do it. Also, I would hate to live on a highway like this. Oh my god. Come on, friends. We're in the rich part of town. What's the worst the cops are gonna do? You can speed up a little bit.
You got lucky, buddy.
I bet that thing drinks gas.
Whoa! Put your blinker on, buddy. Oh, wait a minute. There's Lester. Okay. We'll do the Michael mission, then we'll go talk to Lester.
Oh!
Yeah, right? If the consequences of fine, it's only a crime for poor people.
Love you, Tony. How dare you point that thing at me?
Stop with the emotions. You don't love me. You love what I represent. You love being the...
Do you even have a penis? Or are you one of
those hermaphrodites born without genitals.
Tricks up her sleeves, huh?
Insane. I'm just a nightclub singer with a broken heart. I still love you, Tony.
Hold to yourself. You're in over your head and you're up there.
Damn.
Jimmy!
God damn it. The fuck you doing?
Nothing.
Really? Because I keep hearing hermaphrodite this, suck cock that.
Go away.
What?
You know, go watch your linear entertainment. Go watch porn. Just go away.
Shit.
Fuck you! What the fuck?
Disrespectful little asshole!
I can't believe you did that! That's my TV!
You don't talk to me like that!
I can't believe you... Mom was right about you. You don't know any better and you can't help it, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, well, why don't you do something then? Besides just stand there. Why don't you hit me?
Is that what you want, to be hit by your son?
Yeah! No!
I will never excuse Michael's behavior when he's mad. Okay? Anger is not a problem. Anger doesn't actually do anything other than chronic anger can lead to elevated cortisol levels and is not good for blood pressure and stuff like that. Okay, but anger itself, the emotion of anger, is not a problem. It is the way in which people respond to that anger via behavior that often gets them into trouble. Michael is well within his rights to be angry here, throwing a chair and breaking his son's TV. That's an act of anger. So when we talk about anger management, we're talking about helping people regulate their behaviors relative to anger, not the anger itself. That's point number one. So I think point number two that goes along with that is whenever we see Michael as angry, I want all of us to remember that this is vulnerable Michael. So when Michael comes upstairs and he sees his son doing this, I really believe that Michael sees his son sitting saying stupid shit while he's playing Call of Duty as a reflection of his incompetence as a parent. I think Michael's angry at himself here, not at Jimmy. Jimmy is a product of his environment. Michael knows. We just learned in that session with Dr. Friedlander that Michael is acutely perceptive of his life and of his environment. He knows that he has not been the parent that Jimmy needs. He has not been a parent that has cultivated a situation where Jimmy would be doing something else. So he sees the reflection of his own incompetence and he gets angry at it. He takes it out on the TV and he blames Jimmy because taking accountability for that incompetence and for that being a failure, as Dr. Friedlander asked him in that last session, do you believe you're a failure, is too intolerable for Michael. Hasn't learned how to build distress tolerance around that and make better decisions. Has not learned that he can leverage that vulnerability to connect with his son in a meaningful way. Instead, he's engaging in the only way he knows how, which is to berate him and break his shit. And Jimmy doesn't feel connected to him as a result. So it perpetuates what Michael is afraid of, which is that he can't connect to his son.
I just want you to do something. Besides, sit there, eating.
Yeah, great. Thanks for the fucking guidance, Dad. It means a lot.
Wait. I'm just trying to help you.
Well, nothing says I love you like smashing my fucking TV.
Good point.
Nothing at all.
I'm sorry. I just wish we could do things together.
Yeah, what things?
Okay. Now Michael's doing something different. This is something I have to help people understand all the time. All right, so listen up, chat, because all of us could benefit from what I'm about to say. When you do something new, even if it's for the better, you're gonna throw people off. You get to change on your terms. Other people don't adapt to that on your terms. Jimmy is going to throw his guard up here when Michael comes at him with vulnerability, when Michael does the thing that's different. And if I'm Michael's therapist, if I'm Dr. Friedlander, I'm saying to him, look, dude, when you make a good faith, vulnerable attempt at connecting with your son, he's going to push back. He is probably going to freak out a little bit and maybe even seem defensive because you're going to throw him off when you do that. And people get real used to equilibrium. You cannot take that personally. You do not want to read Jimmy's response as a punishment for you doing the right thing. And this is where you are responsible for your own internal regulation and validation for the fact that you know, in this instance, Michael, you are doing the right thing by softening and trying to connect with Jimmy. But you are not entitled to Jimmy immediately coming around to that. You've got to do the work on a consistent basis before Jimmy's going to open himself up to that. So do not clap back at Jimmy if he becomes defensive when you do that. You have to turn inward, and even if it doesn't go right, you say, I did something different that was really important for me to do. I softened in my way that I tried to connect with Jimmy. I came around after I threw the chair through his TV. Jimmy will only come around to seeing that as being consistent if I make sure that it is consistent. This is such an important moment for Jimmy and Michael's parent-child relationship. It's really easy to look at Jimmy and go, dude, come on, Michael's making an effort. No, Michael's not entitled to Jimmy just immediately being fine with it. Jimmy has no reason to trust Michael softening, especially if it's new. He has no reason to trust it. Galantazada, thank you very much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that immensely. Yes, well, whether it's normal or not doesn't matter. If that's your experience, it certainly happens for folks. All right. Especially after what he just did. Yeah, he just threw a chair through Jimmy's TV. Why would Jimmy trust him?
I don't know. Go for walks. Play ball.
You know I have bad glands.
Bike ride then.
Bike ride. You want to go on a fucking bike ride? Fine, let's go on a fucking bike ride.
Jimmy wants to connect with Michael too. They are posturing. Being close, very vulnerable, very inconsistent, very unreliable, very new. So what they're doing, they're like an accordion. When they get close, right? I want to connect with you, son. I want to connect with you too. But fuck you, right? As a way to just keep it, you keep it angry in tone so that you can keep that distance. Because if I can keep you 5 feet away, I still have time to react if you do something I'm not expecting. It's people want closeness and connection all they want, but if it's new, it's scary. It's vulnerable. So we're seeing them do this push-pull. If I'm a third party, I'm saying to both of them, you guys are actually doing a real good job right now. I appreciate that the two of you want to connect with each other. I know how scary that is. I appreciate that you're making the effort. It's okay if you need to keep a little bit of distance. Don't take it personally. See it as a byproduct of the fact that your relationship is not used to this. This is learning. This is development. This is difficult. We're really just giving lots of energy to building that up for them.
bike ride along Vespucci Beach? Okay, Dad, I got just the thing to show you.
Dude, Jimmy's excited about this. He gets to spend quality time with his dad.
It was going so well until you showed up. You know that?
Distance. It's just it's so good.
Out of the house after that boat stunt.
What's the big deal? If anything goes wrong, you can just fake your death and start all over. How am I meant to develop my own moral sensibilities when yours are so unbelievably fuck-faced? If I'm hanging with you, I'm listening to my music. Oh, hella yeah.
Don't push me.
Seriously, some guys borrow your boat.
Borrow? You were hiding in the head crying kidnap.
They just took receipt of your property with payment pending.
If it was anything other than what you told me, then that's on you.
All right, they fucking stole it. And who knows what they would have done if they found me. But I didn't expect or want them to get killed.
You think I'm gonna let some guys ride off with my son?
Look, I knew you were a bad guy, but...
Oh, a bad guy.
A crook, a killer, a thief, a liar.
I guess I've been all those things one time or another, right? It's just...
What?
I always thought I was the good guy.
God help the morally bankrupt planet your generation have left us if you're the good guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always knew you were the kind of person who didn't let other people get in the way, but I hadn't, like, seen that happen before.
Oh, that's a powerful line. A really powerful line. Because I'll bet you that Jimmy has internalized Michael's irritation at his presence as I'm getting in the way. I'm burdensome. It's right there, packaged in that sentence. Anybody you're irritated with, anybody that's not in line with what you're trying to do, is getting in the way. And you don't let people get in the way. So if you're not connecting with me, it's because you perceive me as getting in the way if I do, or if you are engaging with me, it's in the spirit of trying to get me to go away so that I don't get in the way of what you're trying to accomplish. That is a very simplistic way of internalizing it, which is exactly how a child would internalize it. I am in the way. Michael coming upstairs and yelling at Jimmy about saying all the stuff he's saying while he's playing a Call of Duty. Jimmy immediately hears that and says, I must be getting in the way of the thing that you are trying to accomplish, Dad, like watching TV. This is in Jimmy's core sense of who he is relative to his dad, which is why he wants to matter to his dad. He wants to know that he's not in the way. Hell, you even hear him say it when the boat thing happened, when he basically says, I got in the way of you and your boat. So Jimmy is engaging in every single conversation with his dad, immediately thinking, I'm in the way. And we see that in the way that he overcompensates for that with his behaviors. That is really important stuff from Jimmy there. Also, even though this conversation is like kind of hostile and tense, it's engagement, which is important for both of them. So even though it's not going super great, even though they're being kind of shitty to each other, this kind of engagement is better than no engagement. They are still getting something out of it because at least they're starting to communicate. Like, as messy as it is, we can't expect people to spontaneously be able to communicate effectively with each other. They have to learn how to do it. There's a lot of work that's going to go on here between Michael and Jimmy if they're going to salvage their relationship. And that requires it to be really messy at first, like it is right now in the car. And a therapist can help make this a little bit easier. But this messiness is not actually a bad thing. They're getting it out there. They're engaging with each other. If Jimmy has some internalized trauma from nearly dying during the boat thing, could his dad being involved in that and watching his dad murder people cause be around his dad trigger the trauma? Certainly could, Moko, yeah. Can I suggest games? If you want to suggest games, go into my Discord. There's a stream suggestions channel. Game suggestions in chat. No, because it's a slippery slope, and then everybody wants to jump in and tell me what games to play. And really, the reality of it is, I play the games I want to play. So you can suggest stuff, but there is absolutely no guarantee that I will play a game just because it's suggested.
Yeah, well, that's me, Jim. And I've been trying my best to get things under control for the last 10 years. But that was an extreme fucking situation, and I had to act.
A normal person wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, I had to. To protect you.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that when you see their faces every time you close your eyes.
Okay. Yeah. Jimmy experienced that as a trauma. Pretty much guaranteed, just in the way that he just said that. When he closes his eyes, he sees their faces. Really good way to have some sort of window to the fact that he was impacted very heavily, potentially with trauma. By the way, trauma does not equal PTSD. PTSD is a disordered response to trauma. You can experience trauma and have symptoms that follow you because of trauma and not fit the criteria for that diagnosis. I have to say that every single time. Here's what makes that a trauma for Jimmy. Maybe even more so than seeing people die in front of him be murdered by his father. Those people were murdered because of him. Jimmy has internalized as, those people died because my dad was trying to protect me. If I'm not there, those guys don't die. So Jimmy is probably over-personalizing a decision that his dad made. It was Michael's decision to kill those people and go after the boat. And Jimmy would need to get to a point where he could see that as being Michael's decision. Problem is, if he sees that as Michael's decision, it may mean that he doesn't particularly respect his dad, which means he doesn't want to connect with his dad, which is an immensely vulnerable thing to say when he has been longing to connect with his dad. But Jimmy is blaming himself probably to protect his dad internally, to make his dad somebody he still wants to connect with, so that if he can protect his dad, maybe his dad will like him, and maybe his dad will make the effort to engage with him. If my dad sees me take the fall, maybe he'll respect me. These are the kind of mental gymnastics people go through to save face in their relationships and maintain them in a certain way. You can take communication classes, Chloe? I mean, therapy is a great place to learn how to communicate, but there are also, like, you know, certain, like, classes you can take. I also recommend improv classes if you can, like at a local theater. Improvisation theater that can always be really helpful to teach people how to communicate more effectively as well. Because you learn, improv is all about learning to listen. It's not even so much about what you say, it's learning about listen and responding to the environment. Too many people spend time thinking about what they want to say instead of listening. And I really truly believe listening is the more important part of communication than talking is. Night, Skog. Oh, shit.
Come on!
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate the vote. Never thought about improv that way. It's really interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. People who are really good at improv are people who are paying attention to what's going on around them. And they respond accordingly. Do you think Jimmy's desire to befriend Franklin is influenced by the fact that Michael clearly views Franklin as capable? Potentially. It could come from a place of insecurity, of worrying that Franklin could take his spot. It could just be that if I can like a person my dad likes, maybe we have some common ground. There's all sorts of reasons why Jimmy might be interested in befriending Franklin and identifying with him. Good night, Daniel.
Here we are, the bike rental place. please don't shoot the bike rental guy out of, like, force of habit.
I know a super chill place on Haywick Ave. Oh yeah, I know the guy there. I get the special treatment, you know.
Hey, you. 2 bikes.
Take your pick.
Let's go on the
Yo,
water
thanks.
tomorrow.
Give me this guy. I want the racing bike.
If I beat you to the end of the pier, you're buying me a new TV.
What the fuck?
Hey, baby.
What?
No, I didn't tell him he could do that.
Into the pier? All right. But if I beat you, you're gonna behave like a human being.
Hey, Pop, if you're such a health nut, you should do a triathlon or some other midlife crisis nonsense. If you like the beach so much, bury yourself out here.
You bike a few more miles, we might be able to squeeze you into some skinny jeans.
The boardwalk ain't big enough for the both of us. I mean, like, literally, it isn't. We're both kind of big.
This is the same. I love this because this is the same kind of banter that we see between Franklin and Lamar. I do think there is a gendered component to this, which is that men learn that bonding happens through ragging on each other. And, you know, whether that's good or bad, I don't know. I do think, though, that it's important in this context to look at this as even though they're jabbing at each other, they're engaging. It also shows a level of perceptiveness, particularly on Jimmy's part, because you can't really make humor and jokes about things unless you actually understand them and have paid attention to them in some kind of depth. So there is a level of intimacy that's happening between the two of them that is probably more palatable for them than like deep, vulnerable conversation would be because they're not there yet. So I really appreciate what's happening right now while they're riding along the beach here.
If I have a heart attack, it's your fault.
Come on, Jim. Keep pushing.
Don't die. Don't give him the pleasure.
All that smack talk ain't gonna put me off my stride.
My body isn't meant to work like this, but I'm making it to beat you.
You're a sore loser.
You killed my best friend, you bastard. This is for him. Try and get past this badass.
Hey, don't they have fitness video games you can play now?
I'd never bike with the man who murked my flat screen.
Come on, Jim. Catch up. Imagine I'm a big, juicy burger.
This hurts so much, but I don't care.
It's not the winning, James. It's the taking part that counts.
Oh, I'm about to pass out. When I wake up, please let this.
Is this the Santa Monica Pier? Yeah. I'm not gonna let him win.
Looks like you're buying your own TV.
You know, this is real nice, Dad. Bonding, good times.
Yeah, I'm giving it my best shot. Come on, we're having fun, right?
You wouldn't know fun if it sat on your face.
Ah, come on.
I mean, why do I have to hold your hand through this whole midlife crisis bullshit? And why don't you stick your nose up Tracy's butt sometime?
Because Tracy doesn't buy cars she can't afford, so that thugs break in our house. Tracy doesn't get kidnapped or destroy my yacht.
Well, that's just because she's too busy getting fucked by dudes to get on TV.
You don't talk about your sister that way.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, according to her Life Invader page, she's hanging out with producers and porno guys this afternoon.
What are you talking about?
Actually, it's all happening right out there.
What?
That boat that makes yours look like a refugee raft?
Oh no. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Vulnerable moment for Michael. His incompetence as a parent. Tracy wants to do porn and she's a consenting adult. Hey, more power to you. Sex work is legitimate work. Whatever bias Michael has about it, it's for Michael to deal with. His bias is going to contribute to him seeing himself as an incompetent parent because of what Tracy is doing. He is likely to get very angry here because of the vulnerability of the reflection of incompetence as a parent to see his daughter on a boat with a bunch of porn producers. So this is a huge moment for Michael. Do you fly off the handle and respond to your anger with some really nasty behaviors? Or do you assess the situation and engage in it in a way that you are in control?
You know the kind of boat, the one that makes a young, impressionable girl drop her pants and spread her legs.
This is the reason you brought me here, isn't it? You fuck. Ah!
Dad, wait! Shit.
Oh, God. Not good. This is not good. This is crazy that the entire underwater is also rendered. The boat's name is Dignity. Oh boy. Hi, Dad.
Thank you. I'm a dancer. Yeah.
Hey, man, whoa.
Come on, sweetheart. Take me out of here.
Dad, you're embarrassing me. These are my friends.
Yeah, you're embarrassing her, dude.
They're shooting porno here.
They shoot porno all over town. Mom rented our house to them last summer.
That was
What?
your house?
Yeah.
Man, you got a killer pad, Mr.
Isn't it awesome?
Let's go.
Those walls can talk.
You think I do it?
Hey,
No.
hey,
Shit,
ain't cool,
Daddy.
man.
What are you doing? Hey! Fuck, man!
I like him.
Problem.
You're such a jerk.
Come on!
Dad, you dumbass. These guys are serious.
Yeah, well, so am I.
Called to the scene of my fucking boat! Oh, motherfuckers! Get on, now! I'm about to skin you alive!
Oh. Michael's not going to do himself any favors with his daughter if he makes assumptions and acts on the assumptions rather than getting to know her.
God damn it! Go!
Oh God, now do we... They're shooting at me?
OMG, they're coming. Go into that outlet.
If you say so, Trace.
Oh my God! Why would they shoot at me? Oh my God!
They're shooting! They're epic shooting!
Like how I took
Lose them if we keep going this way.
3 shots to the upper neck
These people.
or the upper back.
TV people, celebs, serious drug dealers.
Well, since when did TV people and drug dealers start hanging out?
Come on, Dad, it's Los Santos. Go, keep going. How is tapping us going to solve anything?
Oh my god. How am I supposed to get away from these guys?
Looks like this is the way out.
Oh my god.
Back off, assholes.
You're going to hit me, you psychos!
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. This was not the way.
Hey, turd buckets! If you kill us, you'll be jailed, and the sea shark will be impounded!
Oh no, boy.
My dad's the one you want to kill! He's on the front of this thing!
Oh! Let's try it again. Oh.
OMG, they're coming into that outlet!
All right, all right.
All right, maybe we won't get shot this time. Oh man.
Shit! They're shooting at us!
Yeah, I thought I was gonna run the guy over too. I didn't realize that that was gonna kill me.
TV people, celebs, serious drug dealers!
Well, since when did TV people and drug dealers start hanging out?
Come on, Dad! It's Los Santos! Get away from them!
Looks like this is the way out.
Love how that person jumps into the water when there's people that are shooting at a jet ski.
Back up, you pricks!
The crash lodged one of the bullets further into your spine. I shouldn't think that's funny, but...
Back off, assholes!
Oh, baby.
Hey, turd buckets! If you kill us, you'll be jailed, and the sea shark will be impounded!
Going back out to the...
Fuck! 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 I think we lost them! Oh, I'm going to die!
You see? They're gone. It's okay. I'll take you back to your brother.
Oh, she's gonna be pissed. She's gonna be real pissed at Jimmy.
It's not okay! It's terrible! I can't believe you did that to me!
Whoa, whoa, chill out, babe. Now, what did you say? Yeah, no worries. It was a pleasure.
I bet it was a pleasure. You're only pleased when you're being shot at.
No, I meant you don't have to thank me for saving your life from those maniacs.
You didn't say that. You ruined it.
God, this handles like a legit jet ski. My God.
I see that traitor. Jimmy! Jimmy!
What up, Jimmy?
You fucking asshole!
Listen, he's the fucking asshole, okay? He smashed my TV and he took me to the beach. The beach with my skin.
So what, you sent him out to spoil my day too?
I didn't know that he was gonna come get you. I just told him where you were. You know, he got that crazy look in his eyes, you know, like he gets sometimes, and he just went.
I'm getting a cab.
Coming with you.
How about I just drive us home?
You ruined my life.
And thus, Michael has acted in a way that has further perpetuated his fear that he's a failure as a parent. Doris, the only way you'd be able to distinguish the looking for respect versus love would be to ask the person and get insight from them on it.
Just trying to hang on until tomorrow.
Whew. Wowzers, man.
If you're paying less than $10 for a protein shake,
Give me 1 second, chat.
Totally.
Let's see. Maybe a reason why Michael didn't want his daughter during those acts was because she was underage. I don't know her age. If she's underage, then it makes a little bit more sense.
I'm so jealous of everyone that gets to look at me.
You're so right.
Oh, I just want to point out something that in 2013 was the most ridiculous thing ever about this game, which is that when Michael walks in flip-flops, look at the flip-flops. They actually snap up to his feet. I remember in 2013 on Xbox 360, that was the most insane little detail that this game had. I had never seen that in a game before. So amazing. I don't know how old Tracy is. Have you been to the real Santa Monica Pier? Yes, I have. Tracy's 22. There you go. I actually I saw some seals when I was at the Santa Monica Pier. Beautiful day here on Santa Monica. All right, friends. This is I realize this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I unfortunately have to run because I have a engagement that I have to be a part of here in a little bit. So I have to end this episode early, but I just want to say for those of you watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching episode 3. There is a lot in this episode, so I hope you learned a little something. I hope my analysis really added to what happens in this game. I really appreciate you all taking the time to watch this video, and I will very much look forward to catching you in part 4. Make sure, like button, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff that everybody on YouTube asks you to do. It really does help get this channel in the algorithm and gets more people exposed to it. If you feel like you're benefiting from this channel, other people can too. They just have to know about it, so please share it. And I'll catch you in part 4.